Hi, beloveds. Hope you're doing well today. Let's talk about daydreams and meditation on your goals, on your vision, on what it is that that end goal, what you want. It's really important to begin with the end in mind, and that's something that Stephen Covey has talked about in his books, particularly one of his books, The Seven Highly Effective, let me see, what's the name? The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. It's very old. I read it like, I don't even know how long ago. It was a long time ago. But the number two habit, and that book is begin with the end in mind. And I believe that you've got to envision what you want before you can achieve it. He talks about how most things happen twice. They happen first in the mind, and then they happen in real life. And so it's important to envision what you want. And sometimes we get stuck on that envisioning process. The main thing that I see is people just don't have time. It's hard to even think about what you want in the future, what that looks like, what it feels like, because we're so busy living day to day, and we barely have time to figure out how we're going to put food on the table for many of us. So the visioning, it may seem like it's so easy, but it takes downtime to do that. It takes taking a deep breath and relaxing and really thinking, and it's not usually a one-time thing. It's usually something that you think about for a bit. The revelations can come to us differently and at different times, but if we never allow that quiet space, if we never allow what we call the space between the logs, to really help us to hear our heart and our spirit and the universe, to know, like, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? What is the best way for me to spend my time here on earth? It can be hard. It can be hard. And when I say space between logs, I'm talking about, when you put logs on top of each other to make a fire, right? If you stack them too close, they're not going to burn well. They need some space in between so the oxygen, can move around and the fire can get big. So it's important to have that space. The other thing I wanted to mention is, well, I mentioned it already, so I'm doing pretty good on my little notes that I made to chat with you about today. But thinking about, okay, this is what I want, and thinking about it, not just in general, but very specifically, what does it feel like, to have that end goal? What people are you around? What activities are you doing? Just all of that. How are you spending your day? Where are you? What's your work environment? Are you working from home? Are you working in a company? Are you traveling? What are your hours, part-time, full-time? Think about all that. Envision it. Because the other thing that I see is a lot of folks want to jump right into the resume. Hey, let's just go to the resume. And you know what? I get that. I get that, because you want to stop the bleeding. You want to jump to the resume so you can, get out of the toxic work environment, or maybe your environment is good, but you want better. You want to just get out, move on. And a lot of times, one of the best ways to increase your salary is to switch jobs. So people want that resume, but the thing is, that's good, and that can help you get to where you want to be. But where should you be? What is really your purpose of where you should be? And so thinking about that, it's important to really think about what your deep desires are before you jump into the resume, so that when we craft your resume, we craft it in a way that connects with your life's purpose. We craft it in a way that matches and aligns with the vision you have for yourself. But if you haven't really done that time to really meditate and daydream about what it is you really want to do, what it is, where you really want to be, we can make you a resume and get you a job, but you want more than that too. So it's good to stop the bleeding, but what I'm really trying to help you with is that long-term joy, okay? So think about that. Start with the end in mind, daydream, meditate, give yourself some space to really think deeply about what that end goal is, what your purpose is, where you find your meaning, what is your dream career. And it may not just be one thing. You could be like me. I have a portfolio career. I do different things, and I love it. I love it. Okay, I have different interests. And I have different strengths, but my purpose is the same. I just find joy in and living into my purpose in multiple mediums. And so there's no limit in terms of what that end goal looks like for you. You create it, but create it in your mind first. Okay, and then that way that gives you a solid foundation for how to craft your resume, so that when you do get job offers based on your resume, when you do get interviews, you're interviewing for positions that will bring you the most joy because they're aligned with what you want. Otherwise, you'll get into a job and then you'll start to get that itch of like, this isn't really what I was looking for. But if you found that out beforehand, then you wouldn't have wasted some time. Okay, so think about that, and please leave a comments and let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate your feedback. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.